Hi, this is Dr. Farley. Today what I want to go over with you is some of the benefits of movement, physical exercise, the brain, neurodegeneration, and even some of these, what we're calling neuropsychiatric symptoms like depression, anxiety, bipolar, even any other imbalances, anger, sleep, gastrointestinal problems. So the neurobiological effects of physical exercise are numerous. Consistent exercise includes persistent improvements in certain cognitive functions, healthy alterations in genes expression in the brain, which means it turns your genes on and off in a positive manner. And it also creates neuroplasticity. It turns on pathways that can create a positive outcome in behavior, mood, and also bodily functions. Some of the long-term effects include increased neuron growth, increased neurological activity, improved stress coping, enhanced cognitive control and behavior, improved memory, structural and functional improvements in brain structures and pathways associated with cognitive control and memory. So what does that mean? It means we can actually strengthen these pathways over a time frame. What you also want to know is that there's various functions in the brain structure that show exercise-induced increases in gray matter. Your brain actually gets bigger and better. The prefrontal and anterior cingulate cortices. This is required for cognitive control of behavior, particularly working memory, attention control, being able to pay attention, decision making, cognitive flexibility, social cognition, being handling yourself well in social situations, and inhibitory control of behavior. It's also implicated in attention deficit hyperactivity and addiction. The nucleus accumbens, responsible for wanting or desire, the form of motivation associated with reward and a positive reinforcement. It's also implicated with addiction. So yes, exercise should also be a component for anybody with addiction as well. The hippocampus, this is required for storage and consolidation of memory and spatial memory. It's also implicated with depression, and it's also majorly involved with your stress response. If the hippocampus is damaged or not working optimally, your ability to control your stress response will not be optimal at all. The cerebellum is the back and bottom portion of the brain. It's responsible for many, many different things. It really is the brain of the brain almost. So the cerebellum is responsible for motor coordination, motor learning. But again, keep in mind that the left side of the body activates the left cerebellum, and then the left cerebellum activates the right cortex, and vice versa. And that in turn keeps the entire brain working and idling properly. The caudate nucleus is responsible for stimulus response learning and inhibitory control. It's implicated with Parkinson's disease, Huntington's disease, and ADHD. And also your parietal cortex, which is up over in here, is responsible for sensory perception, a lot to do with pain, working memory, and attention. Depression, another thing you want to know about depression, exercise also reverses stress-induced decreases in brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is a product the brain needs, and also improves signaling and expression of this. So it's a buffer against stress-related diseases like depression, chronic psychological stress, also decreases brain BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, and exercises increases it. It also is a major factor in why the hippocampus, which is involved with your stress response and your short-term going into long-term memory, can become permanently damaged over time from the stress hormones released. And then lastly, we want to know, what I'll go over with you, is that addiction, anybody that's having addiction issues needs to look at the brain from how does it function. Let's move away from this idea of only talking about therapy. We need to look at what's creating these imbalances inside the brain, and do they have reward deficiency syndrome? Is that driving their addictive behavior? And many times it is. So what you should be doing is 30 minutes minimal of moderate to high, very high intensity. That's been shown to be the best. And it causes a major change in how the brain works. It improves mood, sleep, digestion, everything. So most of the benefits of exercise are not cardiovascular. It's because you're making the nervous system work better. And then the nervous system runs everything throughout the brain and the body at a higher level. So I hope you found this interesting, and one more reason why brain-based care, exercise, and movement are essential at keeping your brain healthy, your immune system working properly, all your hormones running properly. Everything is run off that brain. So as the brain goes up and down in function, everything else follows. Thank you, and have a great day.